have to travel quite a ways from Dodge City to find one of those intersections where there's a lane specifically for making U-turns. It's one of those fun left-hand lanes where the steering wheel just keeps going in circles until you find yourself heading back the same direction that you just came from. Well, sometimes it's really helpful because you missed your turn. Other times it's nice because you saw something new or different and you want to go back and check it out. But U-turns aren't just something that we do in the car. In every phase of life, we find ourselves correcting, rethinking, or rediscovering our path. One good example is a man who may be partway down another road when he discovers that God made him to be a priest. You know, one of our biggest mistakes when thinking about priestly vocations is to assume that someone who is already studying or working in some other field is apparently not called to the priesthood. Well, on the contrary, just because a man is currently studying, majoring in accounting or engineering or mathematics in college, or already working in medicine or law or construction or education, does not mean that he is not called to the priesthood. Nor does it mean it's too late for him to answer that call. In fact, quite the opposite is true. In 2013, the average age for priestly ordinations in the United States will be 35. Meaning that many, if not most, of our new priests studied something other than theology for some or all of their college years. And many of them even worked for some time after college, or after college before entering seminary. Now, some men are blessed with the confidence of a priestly vocation at an early age, and it is a blessing. But if that kind of clarity was a requirement, then neither I, a mathematics major, nor our bishop, a physics professor, nor many of our priests, including a truck driver, a veterinarian, a brewer, a college professor, could have discovered the priesthood when we did. Now, for some priests, the reason they discovered the priesthood later and made a U-turn is because they weren't paying attention early in life. They missed their turn. For others, it wasn't until later that faith came alive for them, or that they realized that the priesthood was even a possibility. But I hesitate to even call it a U-turn, however much it may look like one. A U-turn indicates backtracking or making up for lost time. But if a man goes to the seminary with a couple of years from a community college, or even a few years of teaching or farming or whatever, those are not wasted years. Whether or not it was his fault for not listening to God sooner, the Lord will use those years of education and experience to enhance his priesthood, as only God could do. For he says in Isaiah chapter 42, "I will lead the blind on their journey. By paths unknown I will guide them. I will turn darkness into light for them and make crooked ways straight." So if you or someone you know are partway through college, or maybe even a few years or more out, when you realize that the reason God made you was to serve him and his church as a priest, it's not too late. There is no time like the present to ask God, "Who did you make me to be?" And then ask him for the courage to be it.